Welcome back to Kansan. On Veterans Day, we recognize the service and the sacrifice of our military veterans and their families. Of all of our holidays, Veterans Day has a special meaning for me. My father was career Army and served during World War II and was wounded in the Korean War. I spent my childhood on Army posts all over the United States and in Japan and Germany. Let's look back on the history of Veterans Day and how it all began. In 1919, the year my father was born, President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed November 11th as Armistice Day, the day the truce ending World War I had been signed 1 year earlier. In 1926, Congress passed a resolution asking President Calvin Coolidge to require that the American flag be displayed on all governmental buildings on November 11th, and that people be encouraged to observe the day in schools and churches. In 1938, President Franklin Roosevelt signed a bill that made Armistice Day, November 11th, an official holiday. For the next 16 years, in communities all over the United States, at precisely 11 a.m., all traffic stopped, and taps were played in remembrance of those who had made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of freedom. It wasn't until 1953, following World War II and the Korean conflict, that a man from Emporia, Kansas, Mr. Alvin King, organized the very first Veterans Day celebration. Mr. King felt it was time to recognize all those who had served in World War I, World War II, and Korea. With the help of Congressman Ed Reese, also from Emporia, a bill was passed by Congress in 1954 and signed by our own President Dwight D. Eisenhower, changing the name from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. In 1975, President Gerald Ford signed Public Law 9497, ensuring that Veterans Day would always be observed on November 11th. Today, there are more than 17 million veterans in the United States. Over 218,000 of them live here in Kansas. In today's military, American Indians, Alaskan Natives, and Native Hawaiians serve at one of the highest rates per capita of all population groups. Native people have served in the United States Armed Forces since the American Revolution and continue to do so. This recognition is long overdue and timely, as November is also Native American Indian Heritage Month. Today, more than 31,000 Native American men and women are on active duty, and more than 140,000 veterans identify as American Indian or Alaska Native. Kansans have a long tradition of military service and supporting the military. We can do that by remembering our veterans and active service members on Veterans Day. We can do that by continuing to invest in programs provided by the Kansas Commission on Veterans Affairs that ensure veterans get the health care and other benefits they were promised. To all veterans, all active duty military, all our National Guard members, and all of their families, for your service and your sacrifice, I thank you. See you next time on Kansan to Kansan.